Jellyfish. Tragic but liberating. How deeply human it is to long for permanence, to want our love, our struggles, and our triumphs to matter beyond our own fleeting breath. And then Ha Yunjin comes with his proposition to a song. What if we leave nothing behind? How profoundly tragic it would be if we were like jellyfish, dissolving into nothingness when our time came, leaving behind no trace, no whisper of our existence, no echoes of laughter shared, no fingerprints on the lives we touched, no stories passed down around crackling fires or whispered under the hush of night. And yet, how incredibly liberating it would be to live like the jellyfish, to let go of the weighty ache of legacy and the pressure to carve our names into stone or outlast the turning of the years, to know that we are not bound by the chains of being remembered, but instead free to live fully, unapologetically, in the only moment we truly possess. Now, to love not for the sake of being immortalized, but simply because love feels right in the narrow of this instant. In less than 3 minutes of lyrics, beats, and melodies, Yunjin managed to honor both and make us realize that perhaps the truest life is found somewhere between. Leaving with the heart wide open, unafraid of disappearing, yet hoping the beauty we create lingers softly in those we leave behind. Narrative progress. I think this is the part where Yunjin showed the most improvement. She didn't just describe something, she progressed the story across three distinct acts. First, dissolution and yearning for escape. Verse 1 to pre chorus. The opening verse set the stage with a profound sense of isolation and emotional numbness. The speaker identifies with the jellyfish, a creature that drifts passively through life, wishing to disappear without a trace. This act conveys a deep longing for escape from human pain and self awareness, desiring to blend into obscurity like the jellyfish, unnoticed and unburdened by the weight of existence. However, a subtle tension arises in the pre chorus as the speaker seems to encounter someone or something captivating, described as possessing the secret of the lonesome sea. In Yunjin's situation, this could be the allure of art, the glamour of fame, and for ordinary people like us, it could just be a chance to be a part of something bigger. Next, reflection and appreciation of life's simple beauty in verse 2. The second act shifts into a more contemplative space. Yunjin describes sinking, suggesting a state of acceptance and surrender. Watching the jellyfish from afar, they begin to notice its beauty rather than just its aimlessness. Yunjin acknowledged the jellyfish's existence. You're busy breathing. I'll appreciate you in your stead. This reveals a transformation from wanting to disappear like the jellyfish to recognizing the beauty in simply existing. The last one, acceptance of the flow of life. Chorus until outro. The final act embraces both drifting and struggling, finding peace in life's uncertainties. The chorus repeats with a new emotional tone: less despair, more surrender. The line, just keep swimming, no good reason, evolves from a cry of aimlessness to a gentle acceptance of life's flow. And Yunjin did it by simply changing the tone of her voice. The outro deepens this realization as Yunjin reflects, perhaps I'm someone else's jellyfish struggling to survive. Here, Yunjin completes a full circle. She understands that everyone feels like a drifting jellyfish sometimes, struggling quietly beneath the surface. There's a profound empathy in this conclusion, an acceptance not just of personal struggles, but the shared vulnerability of all beings. No heart means no pain, but also no love. A jellyfish does not have a heart. Yunjin's line, not much meaning to life, why is there no heart, can actually be interpreted in two deeply contrasting ways. That's Yunjin's genius for you. The jellyfish's lack of heart can symbolize freedom from emotional pain. Without a heart, it cannot experience heartbreak, grief, or the ache of vulnerability that comes with human connection. The speaker envies the jellyfish's simplicity, perceiving emotional detachment as a form of protection. Conversely, the absence of a heart can also symbolize a profound emotional void, the inability to feel love, connection, or passion. Without a heart, one isn't just free from pain, but also from joy, empathy, and meaningful relationships. Here, Yunjin sees the jellyfish as a cautionary metaphor. Yes, having no heart avoids a heartbreak, but it also misses out on love itself. Verse 2 is all her voice, her lines. This is a critical part of the song as she turns around and appreciates the jellyfish for its beauty. It's fitting that she pulls back on the instruments and relies on her voice and words to tell the story. It focuses you as a listener to hear the depth of her reflection. And she also goes to her lowest register. I think they call this the vocal fry, that perfectly mirrors what she was saying. Her sinking down with the jellyfish as she finds a new, found appreciation for its beauty. It's this simple, melodic, and technical detail that shows you just how much she wanted to tell the story in several layers. The most dynamic she has been in her solo songs. This is probably the most dynamic I've heard her both in melody, beat, and vocal transitions. She changes the tempo several times. Most evident is when she shifted from a slow beat to a faster one for the chorus. We all know of her vocal power. It's obvious she has more to show, and it's nice to see her slowly get into her groove. I can't wait for the next single, and maybe a mixtape to come. The glorious artwork. The art style, well, art was made by Yunjin herself, shares several characteristics with the look of a jellyfish, capturing its ethereal, fluid, and delicate nature. First, fluidity and movement. The brush strokes and shapes in the artwork mimic the jellyfish's flowing tentacles and undulating movements in water. The soft, almost liquid quality of the lines evokes the sense of drifting, just like a jellyfish moves effortlessly with the ocean currents. Translucence and light. Jellyfish are known for their translucent, glowing appearance, and this is reflected in the art through the use of soft, luminous colors and gradients. Next, emptiness and sparse details. There aren't a lot of details. Look at the fish and other figures. They don't have a lot of depth or shading. They actually look empty, just like how a jellyfish looks like. Next is dreamlike atmosphere. Jellyfish often evoke a mysterious and hypnotic feeling due to their slow, rhythmic movements and glowing bodies. The artwork and the movement capture this dreamlike quality with its soft textures, subtle contrasts, and surreal interaction between the human figures, the jellyfish, and how they move across the screen, suggesting a symbolic connection. And this perfect photo. I actually posted this on X, but there are several things this simple photo actually communicates. Number one, it looks like a jellyfish, the main symbol of the song, obviously. Second, Yunjin is actually divided into two, one above the water and the other under the water. It depicts Yunjin's two worlds, the world of the idol and the world of an artist, her public life and her personal life. Third, at the center of her earrings, you can actually see a heart, and the webs seem to symbolize the heart breaking. And remember the lyrics, a jellyfish isn't supposed to have a heart. Next, if you can unsee her face, her hair actually looks like a beautiful but powerful wave, one that is really pretty to look at, but can also destroy anything in its way. And lastly, the white streak directly in front of her eyes made it seem like she was crying underwater. Absolute perfection. It's just so incredibly rare to find somebody who has the natural skill to write music, has the will to actually evolve and improve, but also has the brains and sensitivities to actually create something with substance. And Ha Yunjin definitely has those. She knows how to put enough emotions and enough cerebral part in his music in order to create something that is a true work of art, something that is not just about addictive melodies and great beats, but also a song with substance. And I hope that she never ever stops. Now, I do listen to some songs that are just snappy and witty and just great to sing. But if that's all you're giving me, I probably will tap out. But Ha Yunjin, for the most part, for actually all the solo songs that she has written, all the songs of the Seraphim, actually, they're all songs of substance, and I hope that they keep on going. So I'm really looking for, it's such a pleasure to see her grow, to witness her growth. I hope to stay for a really long time because I really am excited to what she has in store for herself. All right, I hope that you like that. If there's anything that you want to add, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, please subscribe and hit that notification button, and share the video. Of course, subscribe because it's really primarily me in this channel, so any kind of support really really helps. If also, if you can, please follow me on X and also on Instagram and on Patreon. I do have a free tier. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Till next time.